Parang pag may nakita sila na, uy, inaaway si Duterte, o pagtulungan natin to. Kumbaga, yun ang pastime nila, doon sila nalilibang na murahin si ganitong congressman, murahin si ganitong bastusin si presidente, pero lahat po yun online. Pero pag sa personal, hindi naman po sila bastos eh. Kumbaga, hindi naman po nila masasabi yun in person. Yun nga po, hindi nga po naka-attend yung karamihan po sa kanila dito. Pero yun po ang malungkot na nangyari sa kultura po natin dahil po kumbaga itong culture of hatred sa online na marami pong Pilipino uy si Mark, hindi ko gusto sinasabi nito, sasabihan ko to ng mga masasakit na salita, parang ganun po sila nagiging masaya eh. At hindi po ito mga bayaran, hindi po ito mga computer, mga totoong Pilipino po ito na kapag kaharap mo naman in person, hindi ka naman magawang mamura. Talagang pag sa online lang, siguro yung trip nila.
So, ang ibig sabihin nun, hayaan na lang, no?
Pwede po hayaan na lang natin yun sa ibang mga Yun po palang gusto ko din sabihin, Mr. Chair. Like sa TikTok, pwede pong i-moderate yung mga comments, pwedeng isara. Tapos pwedeng i-approve lang kung ano yung gustong pumasok. Sa mga news outlets po, pwede din po nilang isara yung kanilang mga comment section sa mga Facebook posts para po hindi nag-aaway doon sa comment section nila yung mga Pilipino. Kasi po, ang nangyayari, doon po nagbabardagulan, nagkakasakitan, parang
sinasabi mo, Mr. Chair, sinasabi ni Mark na meron namang option na pwedeng tanggalin yung
isara po yung comment section sa for different posts.
Not necessarily na i-curtail din natin yung mga opinion.
Tsaka malaking bagay din po yung mga react sa Facebook eh. Kasi po nagiging way of bullying din yung haha-react. Kasi po wala namang iba-ibang klase ng reaction pag sa Instagram tsaka sa ibang mga platform eh. Pero sa Facebook, di ba, merong like, merong love, may laugh, merong care, may iba-ibang react. Yung pong hahariak ay nagagamit po pambubuli pag sa isang post. Kahit kunyari, seryoso po yung post ng ninyo o nung lalagyan at bubuhusan nila ng hahariak dahil kalabang kayo nung politiko na kasama po nila. So that becomes a form of bullying din po. So I'm not sure kung open si Facebook na bigyan ng option para alisin yung mga reacts, para like na lang lahat. Kasi pwede naman pong kunyari, yung post nyo, pwede ko namang i-share sa wall ko, tapos magsasalita ako ng contradicting, pero sa wall ko. Hindi po kailangang maging toxic dun po sa comment section. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
So, meron po ba si Ma'am Malu?
Mr. Chairman, Congresswoman, first, I think in the minimum, we need a code of ethics. Whether you agree with what is in the code of ethics, at least it prescribes a certain behavior for those who would go on a social media page. Second, I think I would suggest to the legislators and the politicians here, Facebook, which is #1 in the Philippines, can actually provide free pulse of the public. You just have to understand the principle of the crowd, the principle of herds. And when you listen, when you post something and you ask reaction from the public, that is free and unfiltered. It is how you receive those comments that may not be to your liking. A focus group discussion would probably cost 500,000. Posting a line or two on a proposal, a bill, and seeking the pulse of the public is free. So, I guess, what am I saying? It can work both ways. For so long as the virality and the engagement is organic, I don't think we need to restrict expression. But in the minimum, let's have a code of ethics. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you po. Thank you, Mr.
Chair. Pwede po magdagdag? Yes. Yan po. Gusto ko din pong idagdag din, pansinin niyo po sa aming mga vloggers, kahit yung mga nasa likod, karamihan po sa amin hindi na po nag-political vlogging sa Facebook. Kasi po ang ginawa po ni Facebook over the last few years, binaba po niya yung algorithm for politics sa platform niya. So pag naglabas ako ng post ng video about politics, hindi po siya kinakalat ni Facebook. So ang nangyari po sa amin, dahil hindi na kinakalat yung videos namin sa Facebook, lumipat kami sa TikTok, lumipat kami sa YouTube. Ang punto ko po, may kapangyarihan po yung mga platforms para pakontiin yung algorithm, para pakontiin yung views pagdating sa politika, para po hindi ganun katoxic. Kaya yung Facebook po ngayon, hindi po siya ganun katoxic kasi binabaan po niya yung pong algorithm for political posts. Lumipat po sa TikTok po ngayon nagbabardagulan yung karamihan po ng mga kababayan po natin. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Alright. So, okay ka na, Congresswoman? Alright. So, we'll be asking our next interpellator, Congressman Dante Marcoleta. You have the floor now. And then after that will be Ma'am Geraldine.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. I'd like to ask any respondent present, Mr. Chair, if they can answer. Why did social media bloggers proliferate? Bakit po sila dumami?
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Would you want to answer the
Yes, sir.
question?
Anybody, Mr.
Anybody?
Chair?
You're raising your hand, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Sige, go
Bakit
ahead.
dumami? Because it is free. It's personalized. You hide behind the veneer of some lock their profile. So bakit dumami? It's the in thing, mabilis. Again, I go back to the 3 seconds rule. Hindi mo siya mahagilap. Pangatlo, dahil personalized, Filipinos are very personal. They're very private. But because of Facebook, you are able to immediately say something, post something, and if it virals or is shared, then to a certain degree na-discover mo yung kagandahan ng technology. It's just that syempre meron ring side na ina-abuse. So sir, libre yun. Imagine you talking to your loved ones free. TikTok created a different animal. But TikTok is very segmented. You want to talk with the youth, go TikTok. But you cannot carry, your messaging has to adjust to their level. You cannot be doing TikTok and talk about freedom or rights. You have to contextualize that. So, makikita nyo ho, ibang-iba. And the other thing that, it's not only Facebook, even IG, Filipinos are very visual. So, you take a picture na napaka-ordinaryo, they will not share. But you add color, you add culture, it becomes shareable. So these days, our world is becoming so small that you can actually send so many things and it becomes viral. So
Is it also possible, Mr. Chair, that they can get more information, they can share more information through social media than they can get from the mainstream media?
Pwede yun, sir. May replacement factor kasi ang mainstream media takes a while to print. But ito, at the moment, you get to push what is happening. And
That sometimes they do not trust mainstream media for information.
meron study, sir, na ganyan.
Yes, because, Mr. Chair, ako po, biktima ko po na-biktima rin ako ng dalawang broad seat na yan. Yung sinasabi ko po sa inyo kanina, when we started, if you remember, last January 13, this year, there was a huge rally that happened. And I think this is something that we can agree on without debating with one another. It was a huge rally. In Metro Manila alone, the two broad streets, I was referring to, estimated the crowd to be in the vicinity of 1.8 million participants. And there were 12 more sites across the nation. So the total, according to estimates, should not be less than 4 million people. Pag binasa po ninyo yung dalawang broad seats, Mr. Chair, on December 14, where the event is supposed to be reported